Okay, where is my... Yeah. So go to the question and look at this heading they have given, compulsory application based independent MCQs. Okay. So any type of things they can give. So you have to be familiar with what sort of the major heading is there. Okay. Now read the question. So you have a couple of questions and you have to choose the correct answer. One case study, one question. Okay. So yes, read the case study and give me the answer. Ah, yes, you can, one of you read, or once I will also read, we can exchange and read. Okay. Which we are doing? Strategic building. Yes. Yes, read.
Take Next Inc., a leading technology company, offers a diverse portfolio of products ranging from established cash flows to promising positions. Yet, as part of its strategy planning process, the company aims to assess its product portfolio's performance and allocate resources effectively. In this quadrant of the BCG matrix would take Mac's new innovative product recently launched in a rapidly growing market likely to follow.
So cash cows, dogs, question marks and star. Now I will also show you the matrix now because just now we revised. You have an idea about this. With this idea you answer the question. So in the exam you have to recollect this. Now I am showing this for recollection. Okay. Question. Maybe I can copy it and paste it there itself so that it will facilitate you to answer. Okay. Okay. See, case study and the explanation for each of the quadrants.
Do you understand the meaning of retail price? What is the meaning of retail price? We have 50% will be retail price. Cash selling price will be 20% less than the retail.
One clue you can remember is those two alone is not insufficient for you. Those two tell the position actually, but what is that implication to the firm is known by what is given in the bracket. That's why I told you in the examination, please do write that also. Not inside the bracket, you can just put a colon or a hyphen and you can write it. Yeah, so you have got it, both of you? You got the answer, is it? Yes, you got the answer. What was the answer? You? Question mark. How did you find out? Actually, they have given an asterisk mark and said this is a tough question. On what basis you found out this?
The last time it was given a rapidly growing market.
That is the point. See, new innovative product. This is uncertainty. I do not know what is my position. Rapidly growing market means rivals to money. Mine is a new product. So, uncertainty. So, when a new product...
It is given that established cash flows to promising question mark.
Yes.
From that to
this
the growth.
This has grown. Yes. Now, when the question mark trend comes, the problem here is it is not a failure thing which is given here. I am going to explore into an innovative product in a recently or rapidly growing market. Okay, and that point is also good. Cash cows to promising question marks. Promising question marks means uncertainty is there. I have to work hard and very good. Okay. Go to the next one. Blue Sky Enterprises, an MNC specializing in renewable energy solutions, is undergoing a strategic transformation to enhance its competitive position in the market. As a part of this initiative, the company is reevaluating its organizational structure, processes, and culture. Which aspect of the McKinsey, that is 7S model you have seen, no? Soft S and hard S model is most relevant for Blue Sky Enterprises during its strategic transformation. Recollect 7S model, McKinsey's model. Strategy is your answer. Yes, Soumya. The answer is structure. So what you're doing is you are going to see it's an MNC, right? Specializing in renewable energy, right? It's undergoing a strategic transformation to enhance its competitive position in the market. As a part of its initiative, the company is reevaluating its organization structure. The answer itself is it. So what is it actually doing? It is going to reevaluate its structure followed by process and culture. And you all know that the structure of the organization is a framework within which all things are planned. If my organization is autocratic, the culture, the process, all will be different. So, which aspect of McKinsey's 7S model is structure? Okay, are you clear in this now? So, please understand that point very clearly. Okay, I can also show you the 7S model. I will show you the 7S model. I will paste it here itself so that you understand the 7S model clearly. Okay. How many of you studied McKinsey's 7S model? Given in the notes, hard S, soft S. I think in my capsule also I've given that. In the capsule it would have been given. Take out your capsule and see. It's okay, anyway, we will see when the time comes. I will show you the 7S now. Copy. Okay, now you have your 7S ready for me. I will do that unfreeze thing for you. See, McKinsey 7S. Look at the 7S given here. Structure, systems, style, staff, skills, strategy, shared values. What is given inside is also an S. Okay, yes. Now go to the next one. Third question. The threat of substitutes is high when? 4 options are given. You think and answer. Threat of substitutes is high when? Can you tell me the framework from this the question is chosen? They have not given the framework, but it's a framework based question.
Michael Porter's 5 principles.
Fantastic. Michael Porter's 5 forces model. So out of this, they are given the 4. Okay, you now choose the correct answer.
Is it option B?
It is option B. How did you find out?
No. If there are 2 substitutes there means there will be no substitutes. It's like we don't have any much options available, so they will still not be right.
Okay.
If suppliers have high bargaining power, the company won't have any much options to go on.
Because supplier's bargaining power is greater. Good.
And if this is wrong about your brand loyalty, the customers won't change.
Yeah, so there's no threat of substitute. Very good analysis. Good. Okay. Now go to the next important thing. Now here we are giving you this as a descriptive. Descriptive will not do in class. We will go through the descriptive question alone, and you know how to write the answer. Okay. Swati is a marketing manager at a software company. She is responsible for developing and implementing marketing strategies for the company's products. Swati leads a team of marketing professionals and works closely with the product development and sales teams to ensure that the company's products are effectively promoted in the market. She also analyzes market trends and customer feedback to refine the marketing strategies. Which level is she working at? Discuss the roles and responsibilities of this level in an organization. I'm not showing you the answer, but were you able to identify the level at which she is working? Because you're going to write about theoretically about that level and Swati's example. Answer is outrightly given actually. At what level she is? Corporate, business, functional. She is a marketing manager. So she is at functional level. See, the organization, if you look at the organization, how does it operate? Production manager, finance manager, marketing manager, they are all functional heads. Above them SBUs, above them corporate level. Swati is only one component of that product or a solution which is done. She is marketing. There's a production manager, there will be a finance manager, there will be a personnel manager. So who is she? Functional. So your answer is on functional. So you draw a chart. Okay, for a functional structure, you draw a chart and then you explain, maybe to show you the chart, if it's, see, you can write like this. Board of directors, managing director. So you can write marketing manager. Likewise, here there will be production manager. Likewise, there will be finance manager. Likewise, as many departments, so many managers. Now here marketing manager, branch manager, sales officer, salesman. That is how the hierarchy will be. Are you clear, my dear students? So it is only functional. It's not business. You see the very first line. Got it? Okay. Then go to, so this is, what is this example of? A descriptive question with a case example. You are going to write a theory of it, and also you will be writing case study parts in that about Swati. Okay. The next one, ABC Corporation, and multinational consumer electronics company, is planning to expand its operations into a new country. The company's senior management is evaluating the potential risks and opportunities of entering this market. As a part of their analysis, they decide to use a PESEL framework to assess the external factors that could impact their decision. How can the PESEL framework help ABC Corp assess the external factors affecting the decision to expand into a new country? What did you write here? What would you do here? Very exactly. Somebody asked me, ma'am, they have given the answer as PESEL. No, then we have to write something else. No, each letter stands for one thing. That component you have to write. They have just said PESEL framework. But supposing they had questioned, discuss in detail the significance of PESEL framework. You would have written the same thing, no? So it is elaboration of each of this. Are you clear? Okay. Then imagine you are a consultant advising a small manufacturing company embarking on a digital transformation journey. The company's leadership is concerned about managing the change effectively. Using the best practices for managing change in small and medium-sized businesses, outline a strategy to help the company navigate this transformation successfully. Let me see what you're going to tell me here. Did you find out the chapter in which this comes? Chapter 5. Chapter 5, you have digital transformation. This is from chapter 5. The capsule you are yet to see. So it's new. Sorry, it's from chapter 5. Okay. Then, see, all this will be there in chapter 4. Okay. Now go to the second one. Imagine you are a strategic consultant advising a retail company that is facing increasing competition from online retailers. The company is considering several strategic options to improve its market position, using the concept that strategy is partly proactive and partly reactive. Explain how the company can develop a strategic approach to this challenge. You remember the diagram? Very good. Chapter 1. Strategy is partly proactive, partly reactive. That's a standard question here. So what happens is you will draw the chart. You write what is proactive, what is reactive and all that to be delete, obsolescent, abandoned strategy elements. You remember? Proactive, reactive outcomes, etc. And then put this position there. Yeah? Do you understand that? Okay. You are a strategic manager for a tech company launching a new smartphone model. The company wants to target tech-savvy consumers who value innovation and cutting-edge technology. Using the concept of customer behavior, develop a marketing strategy to promote the new smartphone. Did you guess the chapter? Did you guess the answer? Yes, tell me more. What concept comes here? See the question again. Consumer behavior with the chart. You have the post decisions. The chart is also there. That is a clue. See, somewhere the topic clue is there. So you are going to draw the diagram and give the answer. Because they will expect. Rarely books give you process of consumer behavior. You have to do this. Okay. Then go to the next one. Because after this we will do chapter 5 capsule and the next exercise set. Okay. We'll finish off this set. Set by set we are going now. So a beverage company is launching a new line of energy drinks targeted at health conscious consumers. The strategic manager wants to study the market position of rival companies in the energy drink segment. Which tool can be used for this analysis? And what is the procedure to implement it effectively? Is there anything which comes to your mind when you look at this?
External environment.
External environment. Okay. Very good beginning. I would give you one clue here. We saw a particular diagram. Also, it was a diagrammatic representation where you found that some are specializing in few products, some are in many products, some are gaining reputation, some are so. A company has to look into the others and then plan its own. So it has to be very, very careful because it has to study the market position of rival companies where range of the products, reputation, all will count. This is a clue word. Study the market position of rival companies. There is one particular concept you are recollecting. Tell me the concept there. You remember that? How many products they are doing and what is the reputation of each of them with a diagrammatic representation we saw. Yesterday also we saw in the class. Okay, I'll give you another clue also. You have circles. A, B, C, G, X, oh, that you know. Few to many, low reputation, high reputation. It is called as strategic group mapping. Did we see this? Yeah, isn't it that big one, small one, all this? Yes, in MCQ also it's perfect. See, look at this. Because that is where you are studying the market position of the rivals, their reputation. Reputation will be on certain factors, no? What are those factors? Is it the quality? Is it the service? How many products, few or many? In-depth study is strategic group mapping. The very purpose is that only. The purpose of that is that only. To study the competitor, They have similar competitive approaches, positions. So I have to be very careful. Are you clear? So whenever there is a point given in the question on an intense study of the market position of the rival firms, be sure it is strategic group mapping. Are you clear? Okay. Then, the CEO of a textile mill believes that his company, currently operating at a loss, can be turned around. Develop an action plan outlining the steps the CEO can take to achieve this turnaround. Don't know? Just now we saw turnaround strategy step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to write that only. Write the side heading of the every step and bring the context also. Theoretically, you bring the side heading, fix the context. Okay, turned around is turnaround strategy, isn't it? Okay, then why strategic performance measures are important? It is chapter 5. You have no strategic performance measures there. How can Mendelow's matrix be used to analyze and manage stakeholders? Please draw the chart and give the answer. Okay. We saw this distinguish between concentric diversification and conglomerate. Just now we saw, isn't it? Study chapter 4, my dear students. Please revise that 2-3 times at least. So many concepts in it. Related diversification, unrelated. And internal strategies, external strategies. Intensification, diversification. Forward looking, backward looking integration. Horizontal, vertical. So many you have, right? So we are done with exercise set 2. Okay, so clap for yourself that you are beautifully participating. And now we will go on to, see, she's clapping, very good. Get back to your capsule, take out your capsule. Have you marked that chapter 4 is very, very important and difficult? Difficult to remember. With examples only we taught you in the class. Otherwise, theoretically, you will not understand anything about it. What is it? Concentric, co-generic, conglomerate. How do we know? So, what is this fifth strategy? Fifth chapter. Now, what is this fifth chapter is consolidation of what you have done over the chapters plus a number of subsegments. So, this chapter has as many as these segments. Interrelationship between strategy, formulation and implementation, whatever you have learnt on that. Strategic change through digital transformation. I told you, it comes under chapter 5. Digital transformation is one expected question, note it. Third one, look at this, hard structure, soft structure. Okay, comes in strategic leadership. My dear students, all vital concepts. Strategic control. What is control in business parlance? What is control?
We will check whether everything is under channel which we already said.
Okay. So control here is not exercise of authority. It is assessment of performance, comparing the actuals with targeted performance. Register that point well, because they're asking an MCQ on control. Control, generally we know control means what? Exercise of authority. Somebody is made to follow some instructions. Superior subordinate relationship, that is general context. But it is here, we are talking about assessment of performance, comparing your actuals with the targeted performance. Okay, be clear on that. And strategic performance measures, I told you, some indicators are there. So, this is a consolidation of all the chapters. Inputs from many chapters will come here. And these are separate segments. In sum, it's one of the biggest topics. One of the biggest topics actually. Among the 5. Fourth one is most complex. Fifth one is the biggest. Okay. So, we will do this. Capsule should help you. So, first and foremost, repeated instruction from the parents also is that students ought to know that SM is not about a paper plan. It has to be executed. Follow-up has to be done. Review and revision is important. A new plan for the new strategy for the ensuing year. Okay, please remember that. And what is about implementation and evaluation are critical phases of the process of SM in an organization. What is implementation? Putting the plans and initiatives into action. And what is evaluation? Assessment of, it's a process of measuring and assessing effectiveness of these actions. That's where control comes. Okay, now look at this key steps. We have given you the key step. Step 1 is developing a vision, mission, values, goals, etc. Step 2 is discussing and analyzing the number of themes in which you're going to operate. And the third step is putting together a strategic plan that details all this. And the fourth step is about having some performance measures so that you know that whatever you intended to achieve, you have achieved. Okay, that is there. So they can ask you a strategic management process. They can ask you the features of SM process, dynamic, continuous, and it tries to bring about change in one component or all the components, and it is done on a continuous basis, not at the end of the year or annually. You don't have the time frame. It has to be done continuously. It's a never-ending process, right? Now look at this, my dear students. Formulation, implementation, and evaluation. Ma'am, why is this diagram different? They will ask you Fred David model of SM process. Generally, for SM process, my dear students, this chart is enough. This also tells you a bit of SM. They are not saying anything. But Fred David, underline that the name of the expert, Fred David's model. So what does he say? You have your own vision, mission, objectives, but you have to analyze externally and internally, and based on that you have to develop your strategies, implement the strategy, and do strategic evaluation and control. This is the model given: formulation, implementation, and evaluation. That bar is there, that horizontal line is there. Remember the name of the management expert, Fred David. If they ask you Fred David's model, it is nothing but SM process. Got it? Got it from me? Okay. Now SM process, theoretical versus practical. Now, theoretical is lockstep. Practical is, it is not lockstep. You remember what I told you on lockstep? Lockstep means that which is done sequentially, in a linear manner, one by one, chronologically, step by step. That is what theory teaches you. You saw an SM process, step 1, step 2, step 3. But practically, it is not lockstep. You go forward and backward. So, you will violate the steps. You can't strictly go according to the theoretical steps given. Is that clear to you? So, that is what I wanted to tell you. Now, a stage-by-stage explanation is there in this particular context. And what is the whole discussion? Strategic vision, mission, objectives. Remember this chart. Okay. Now, look at, and this, did we do it in the first chapter or not? We had a chapter where we said vision, examples of vision. Mission, examples of mission. What is strategic intent? Difference between intent and values. Done elaborately. But in the fifth chapter, again, we have done it extensively. That's why I said starting itself is a consolidation of the chapters you have done earlier. Okay, so what is this? You are going to stage 1, mission and strategic intent. Here I have not noted it because in our PPT slide it is there, and in our first topic it is there. Okay, I will just show you my SM5. I want you to have this SM5 chapter. Where is my 5? Look at it, my dear students, tell me where is chapter 5. 5A I located. Just see where is 5. Chapter 5. Now, how is it given here? Please note this point as key steps. You remember this chart is also there. Okay, key features. Fred David's model, look at it. Then, Now, SM theory versus practical, lockstep is the difference. Stages of SM. Now, each one of this is done in a brief way and elaborate way in the same chapter. The brief thing is for your MCQs. Elaborate one is for your descriptive. Okay, now look at this. Stage by stage explanation. What is a vision? Okay, you start with what is a vision, mission and strategic intent, then goals and objectives. Okay, how to, example of a company's vision, mission, goals, etc. Yesterday we saw a lot of examples. What is a objective hierarchy? Okay, then that's it. SWOT is there. Okay, in one of the steps you have SWOT given, and strategy implementation and evaluation. So that is the next part we went in. And stage 3 is what? Formulation strategy. My dear students, are you able to follow what I am trying to tell you? These 5 steps are given to you. These steps are elaborated, and even under that, vision means separately, vision separately, goal separately has been given. Okay, that is how you have to understand this part. Each stage, so look at this. Strategy formulation, strategy planning, strategic uncertainty, implementation. Now come here. Okay. So when you look at this strategy, mission and strategic intent, stage 1, you are going to study about objectives. You have objective hierarchy theoretically and Tata Motors as an empirical example. That is, it is prevalent in 100 countries across 6 continents. It is also having a Tata Trust. It is working for a philanthropic cause. All those things, right? Now in stage 2, environmental and organizational analysis. So environmental analysis will be PESL. Organization will be SWOT, because you have internal also. In PESL you don't have internal. Okay, so how do you do an internal analysis? The entire step is given. Example of a SWOT for internal and external. Now what are we discussing? What are these stages 1, 2, 3, my dear students? SM process and its stage by stage explanation. Stage 1 is vision, mission, objective, intent setting. Okay, stage 2 is formulating the strategy and the sub steps of it. Okay, stage 2 is environmental and organizational analysis. Stage 3 is sub-steps of formulating the strategy. Okay. And in stage 3, it is where the company is exploring various alternatives. And one strategy is also a combination strategy. Either you can have growth, retrenchment, stability, or a combination strategy. And stage 4, implementation. What is that? Operations-oriented activities. Stage 4 is implementation. Again, Tata's example is given. Execution aspects, and when you find under stage 4, you study about 4 big fits. Fit between strategy, organizational capability, strategy, reward structure, strategy, internal operating system, and strategy and organizational culture and climate. And strategy 5 is, stage 5 is evaluation and control. That is a trigger point for you. How am I? When an assessment was made, have I met the targets or underperformed? Now, one of you list out the side headings of the 5 stages which we just saw. There are 5 stages. List out the 5 stages which we just saw.
Mission, objective, goals, strategic intent.
All come under
Stage 2, environmental, internal and external. Formulation.
Stage 4 is? Okay.
Evaluate the 4 companies.
Evaluation and control.
4 bits.
4. So, These 5 stages have been elaborated to you. And one important question which is also given is strategic uncertainty. So the question of strategic uncertainty I have separately given to you because it is a major issue to be tackled. So what is that uncertainty? Some unpredictable future events happen. So what should I do? And the measures for it. Flexible, diversification, monitoring and scenario planning. Scenario planning is as a situation now plan. It's not prefixed. Now the scenario is different, change accordingly. That's what we say. Building resilience, the strength to face a battle, challenge, collaboration and partnerships. These are the ways. And the strategy implementation, again an elaboration on this step is given because it also is a part of SM. And one good example of sound formation and implementation is Tata Motors. That's why we are giving you. Now look at this, my dear students. This is an example of combination of strategy formulation and strategy implementation. What is given in your vertical axis is strategy formulation, and in your horizontal axis, what do you have? Whether it is weak and strong, implementation. So flawed formulation, sound formulation, weak implementation, excellent implementation. Now among the 4, which is the best one, you are going to say. You are going to look at this ABCD and you tell me what is the best one. I will show you the answer from the slide. Which is the best, you are going to tell me.
B.
Which is the best?
B.
Why?
And strong implementation.
Ideal situation is situation B. Very good, ma'am. So look at A. What is the situation in A?
Sound formation.
B implementation.
B is correct. What about D? What combination?
Flawed formation.
Implementation.
Strong implementation.
Okay. Excellent implementation. So you are able to understand that. No, like that you have to remember that part. Okay. Now, what is C?
These 4 flawed information and weak implementation.
C.
C only one.
Okay. They are bad in both. Yes. Then another one is, look at the another, immediately I have given one more thing. Effective, ineffective. Efficient, inefficient. So effective, efficient, you thrive. Efficient, ineffective, you die slowly. Inefficient, effective, you survive. Inefficient, ineffective, die quickly. Okay. Now yesterday I told you the difference between effectiveness and efficiency. What is that?
Doing the things right.
Yes.
Effective.
Efficient, effective, efficient. Go to the chapter 1 and see the capsule.
Doing things rightly is efficient. Doing the right things is effective.
Doing the right thing is effective. Doing things rightly is efficiency. Yes, Kausalya, you can see that? You see that difference? Right. Okay. Now look at this combination and see. Please remember, when you are efficient and effective, you are thriving. Okay. When you are efficient and ineffective, you are going to die. You are going to die, but slowly. When you are inefficient, but you are effective, you will survive, because effective is doing right things. In efficiency, you are doing rightly, but whether are you doing the right thing is not there. So here you are effective, so survive. This is thrive. As long, to some extent you can thrive. Thriving is different from surviving, isn't it? And the last one is both you are flawed, die quickly. Note these for MCQs also. Okay, these are all called as conceptual clarity. Very easy for the examiner to question you on this in MCQs. Okay. See, I've given you. Effectiveness, efficiency. Okay. Then effort reward match. I've given a note on effort reward match, which is very important. And formulation and implementation, forward and backward linkages we saw. Now, issues in implementation, where we saw different types of kind of issues which can appear, and project implementation, procedural implementation, resource allocation, structural implementation, functional implementation, behavioral implementation. So this is a sequence in which the issues in strategy implementation have to be considered. Project implementation issue, procedural implementation issue, resource allocation issue, structural implementation issue, functional implementation issue, followed by behavioral implementation issue. But this lockstep fashion, any sequence may or may not work out in practical part. That is what we are trying. We teach you in some order. You look at the word sequential in a sequence, but practically lockstep fashion may or may not work. Are you considered now? This is a sequential manner in which issues in strategy implementation are to be considered. But whether I will follow this, probably resource allocation may become the first issue. Behavioral issues are causing a friction that they are going for strikes and lockouts. So it may vary from business to business, company to company. Okay, remember that. Now segment 4, my dear students, go to digital transformation. This is the part. And digital transformation, why? To facilitate change management. See, organizations have to change because business is dynamic, for which digital transformation is one tool of growth. That's what we say here. And some examples. Kurt-Lewin model. You would have heard of the 3 terms: unfreezing, changing, refreezing. Unfreezing is giving up what you learnt. Change is transition phase. And refreezing is holding on to the new method. That's what he says. And Kurt-Lewin's explanation also is there for you. How does digital transformation? Look at the points given. These are the 5 points which you were questioned on. How does digital transformation happen? Define the goal of digital transformation. Why should I go for it? Assess the current state of the organization. What is the gap? Where does the organization stand digitally? Okay, creating a roadmap for changes and implementing and managing. Are you clear, my dear students? And the 5 B's, look at the 5 B's for managing change. The 5 best practices for managing change in small and medium enterprises. One of you study this 5 best practices for managing change, because we are saying it is because of the need for change that digital transformation happens. Okay, so read the points. 5 best practices under digital transformation essay type question or under change management. Please write these 5 best practices. 5 B's for managing change. One of you read it.
The 5 best practices for managing change in small and medium-sized businesses are: begin at the top, ensure that the change is both necessary and desired, reduce disruption.
Okay.
Concern about change. It is possible to reduce workplace disruption by A. Getting the word out early and preparing for some interruption, giving staff members the knowledge and tools they need to adjust to change. C. Creating an environment that encourages transformation or change. D. Empowering change agents to provide context and clarity for changes, such as project managers or team leaders. E. Ensuring that IT department is informed of changes in technology or infrastructure and is prepared to support them.
Okay.
Encourage communication. Recognize that change is the norm, not the exception.
Yes. With this, the capsule will stop for some time. Do exercise, because another 20 more pages. We are in 107 page. 20 more only is there in capsule. You do one exercise set, do the 20 pages, finish with the exercise. Are you clear? Okay. So let us go to that exercise set. I will give you a break at 11. Maybe 11 to 11:10 you can take it. Okay. So now we will go to the next exercise. Playing a game. What happens? Exercise at 3, no? Okay, my dear students. Let me see. Of the 2, whether 3 I should give first or 4 I should give first. We will do the fourth first. 1 minute. We'll first do the fourth one and then the third one. Fourth exercise. Fourth one.
lakhs into 30%. Profit is on the sales. Profit is on the sales are closing. 50 lakhs and 30%.
Okay. Keep reading. Yes, ma. Now this is what we are going to do now. Okay. Please listen to the case study, bigger one. Cave Delight, a thriving restaurant chain known for its unique blend of Australian and Indian culinary experiences, embarked on a remarkable journey from its humble beginnings as a small cafe in Australia to becoming a renowned player in the Indian restaurant industry. This case study digs into the strategic decisions and market dynamics that fueled Cafe Delight's growth, highlighting its transition from a single cafe in Powai, Mumbai, to a flourishing chain with a presence in 5 cities and over 25 stores. It explores how Cafe Delight effectively leveraged social media and adapted its pricing strategy to compete with global brands while maintaining a healthy profit margin. In 2005, Cafe Delight was founded in Melbourne, Australia by a passionate entrepreneur with a vision to bring the flavors of Australia and India together. The first cafe, established in Powai, Mumbai, received accolades for its unique menu, blending Australian coffee culture with Indian culinary traditions. Over the course of 5 years, Cafe Delight expanded to 3 stores in Mumbai, driven by exceptional mouth publicity, customer loyalty, and consistent quality. As the social media landscape evolved, Cafe Delight recognized the power of online platforms in reaching a wider audience. By effectively utilizing social media and online marketing, Cafe Delight expanded its presence to 5 cities across India and established over 25 stores. Customer engagement through social media platforms enabled the brand to create a strong and vibrant community, driving organic growth. Cafe Delight's customer-centric approach involved continuously evolving its menu to cater to the changing tastes and dietary preferences of its patrons. By understanding the evolving needs of its customers, Cafe Delight could offer personalized menu items, seasonal specials, and dietary alternatives. This approach created a sense of loyalty and engagement among customers, strengthening the brand's appeal. Not just customers, but high-power, low-interest stakeholders, including regulatory authorities, were addressed with careful compliance and adherence to industry standards. Low-power, high-interest stakeholders like potential customers and local communities were engaged through targeted marketing campaigns and community involvement initiatives. This meticulous stakeholder analysis allowed Cafe Delight to build and maintain strong relationships with each group, effectively managing their influence and impact on the brand. With its expanding presence and increasing popularity, Cafe Delight underwent a shift in its pricing strategy. It transitioned from a pocket-friendly pricing model to a skimming strategy, capitalizing on its unique blend of Australian and Indian flavors to position itself as a premium restaurant. Cafe Delight faced stiff competition from global brands entering the Indian market but maintained a profit margin of approximately 30% through menu engineering and targeted pricing. In one of its kind, using strategic tools, enable Cafe Delight to identify and act on opportunities while mitigating threats, contributing to its long-term success in the highly competitive restaurant industry. See how big the case study is? Will you have the patience to read in the examination? Yes. Now do the questions. Start. So how many questions are there? Yes, 5 questions. Start doing it. No, do all as a set. So the flow will be there. Do all as a set. Yeah. Because you have to have the reference, no? Enough. So you located some point where the answer is, right? Good, yeah. Good intelligence. Yeah. Do all the set of questions together, okay? So you'll have the flow also. Got the answer? Okay. I'm sure you would have easily got it. Yes. You want to see other questions also? I'll show you. Okay, this set you will first finish and go to the next one. Okay. Yes. Question 1. Cafe Delight effectively leveraged social media and adapted its pricing strategy as it stepped into which phase of business life cycle of operations? Okay. Introduction. Can you tell me why you chose introduction? What made you choose this? Which part of the content made you choose this?
It started it's a remarkable journey from its humble beginning of a small cafe. Not like it just started now and it is growing.
So you took it. Yes, it is introduction stage, right? Okay. So that is why it is using different varieties of tools to face the competition. Otherwise, it's not an established entity. You get this point? Okay. It's introduction. What stakeholder group did Cafe Delight engage through targeted marketing campaigns and community involvement initiatives? Very good. Excellent answer. What is the answer you gave me?
Option C.
Option C. Low power, high interest. Which stakeholder group did Cafe Delight engage? Stakeholder group did Cafe Delight engage through target marketing campaigns and community involvement initiatives? Okay, correct. High interest. Low par. Third one. What best describes Cafe Delight's initial expansion strategy when it expanded from one cafe to 3 in Mumbai? What best describes Cafe Delight's initial expansion strategy when it expanded from one cafe to 3 in Mumbai? Please look at the, go through this once because I don't want you to get the wrong answer. Please read the question. The answer is already there in the case study itself. For any kind of a bigger expansion, what is the easier path when you want to expand? Yeah, kids. I was showing that terminology there. Except the right option, you have given all the three. It is extensive online marketing. So online marketing is the way of expanding to a larger arena because it is easier, no, relatively. And you all know that advertising and promotion involves huge money. It also comes under the category of sunk cost. Recovery is not sure, right? So you are bringing under extensive online marketing. So sometimes terms may be there, but that may not be the answer. That's what you should know. Also, that is another way. Okay. At which level of strategic management does Cafe Delight's transition from a pocket-friendly pricing model to a skimming strategy fit? Pocket-friendly pricing model to a skimming strategy fit. Prices for the products for their particular business level. Okay. What type of strategy did Cafe Delight use to differentiate itself from competitors in the Indian restaurant industry? Perfect. Focused differentiation strategy. Good. Very good, yeah. So done very well. Okay. Now this is compulsory application based MCQs. Okay. We are starting now, and here too you have a pretty small set is there. Then we can look into descriptive questions. Shamita joined Global X consultancy firm as an analyst in financial fraud mitigation. In her very first assignment, she faced an integrity dilemma where her subordinates had missed calling out a potential financial risk which could impact the overall fraud rating of the organization. She quickly reached out to her seniors who appreciated her diligence and immediately reported the same to senior management. In this scenario, which element, soft or hard, is acting in favor of Global X? How did you choose shared value?
Because this integrity dilemma where subordinates and this calling out the potential risk which could impact the overall fraud rating of the organization. So she thought in this given case itself, she thought that one wrong decision of her
First, will upset the entire. Very good. It's shared value. What did you think? Okay, you were yet to answer it, right? So I should have waited for you also because. So these two questions you do together, okay? Chopco ice cream company run by Sri Sham Kumar since 1985 now had its management changed to its two daughters who came in and wanted to experiment with a lot of flavors. They introduced 21 new flavors in a span of 6 months while not losing out of the two legendary flavors of their diet, stick, kulfi and mango bar. After 1 year of operations, 9 out of the 21 flavors had to be stopped, while 10 flavors were still kept, extending the experimentation. The early sense from the market was that they would have stopped too, but the sisters decided to extend their timelines. What category, as per BCG matrix, would the 10 flavors fall into? And the last question is, a company negotiating the best prices and quality from its suppliers to add to customers' delight is an example of. So do these two. And as usual in BCG, don't go by those two alone, what is given in the bracket. Okay. Did you identify the framework from which this question is asked? That is BCG. Okay. They themselves have given BCG. No problem. Second one. Yes? Yeah, please. The question is 2 line only, but you have one framework. Who has given? What is it? Who gave? Value chain analysis by Michael Porter. Look at the word primary. Support. Okay, now you find out. Letter also do. Got it. Yes. Okay. So what is that you found out for Chocopo? Option?
C question.
Question. Okay. I will show you this chart again. Where is my chart? I added a chart now somewhere. Not in exercise 1, but which exercise? Not in capture. Exercise 2. Is this exercise 2? So yeah, in zinc only, no? In the zinc case, we added. Okay. Now look at it. Let's see. Okay. Look at all these brackets and now think of your answer. It's a very clear-cut message. There is a very clear message there. Okay, yeah. Tell me,
Question was about the 10 flavors of ice cream.
Okay.
Want to continue experimentation only.
That was an experiment, so it is uncertain.
Okay.
So it's a question of time.
There is something else in that. There is one thing which clearly signals you something different. I'll put this here in front of this. Which one, ma? Where is it? It's coming a little late.
Next question.
You spend brokerage in buying the land. How are you using the land? Brokerage. Regarding the land, I'm charging extra. Thereafter, you're spending registration charges.
Very clearly, one line is there for you to understand. Is it a positive case about a company or the other side? The other side. That much you understood. Fine. Now that is very, very clear in this sentence. Dogs. The early sense from the market, signal from the market is it should be stopped. But the sisters only extended the timelines. Let me do this. So they are dogs. The early sense feel from the market is stop. Do you understand the difference? You got the point. Negative, correct. But of the two, which is most appropriate? Are you clear in this? Okay. Next one. Value chain analysis is a clue here.
This is option B, stakeholders. A.
Yeah, that is correct. A or B. Because value chain analysis, you have primary and support. Now look into your framework and see where it will fit. Oh, you are searching. Maybe I can freeze and give you that. Try to make you search. I will myself give it. She chose between the two. You are intelligent here. I should agree. Between the two only. I will show you the framework itself so that you will know what you are going to say. You got the answer? Eh? See, some case studies are tricky, no? Okay. Is it exercise 2? I should show exercise 4, no? Okay. A company negotiating the best prices and quality from the suppliers. Option fantastic because it comes under procurement, isn't it? They have to negotiate, get it from the suppliers. That is answer. The stakeholder means it will come under Mendello. That's why I asked you what framework. That preceding question itself I asked you. Okay. So this is the second one. Okay. Now, yeah, descriptive. You take a break now. We will come back to a set of big list of descriptive is there. We will go through this. 10 minutes you take a break. We will come back and we will do this descriptive. Rest of the what is that? Chapter 4.